Today is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 at 6 p.m. This is the Hanson Board of Selectmen's meeting. Please join with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So today is December 7th, and it's also a day to remember Pearl Harbor and the attack on Pearl Harbor, which was over 80 years ago today. So please join with me in a moment of silence to remember those who were lost. Thank you. And with that being said, before we get to our public announcements, I also want to just kind of do a spotlight on one of our committees, Patriotic Observance. If you are out in the community and you want to get involved here in the town and you want to help us honor those who had served us, this is a great committee to get involved in. And even if you don't want to serve in an official capacity on a committee, I would urge you to get in touch with our veterans agent, Tim White. He is a really great resource for our veterans here in the community, and he would love for you to join with that. And one other quick shout out I want to do is the gala for the 200th anniversary committee. Jim, do you know the dates and the details on that?
Yeah,
or? Perfect.
It's the 18th of December, it's Saturday. The tickets are limited, so.
And they stop on Thursday.
Ticket sales stop on Thursday, and you can go through Eventbrite or Lee at the assessor's office. Is that it, Audrey?
All right, perfect. So with that being said, those were just two things I just wanted to highlight this evening. Mr. Weeks, do you mind just taking away the rest of this week's announcements?
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you.
you.
We are looking for citizens at large to become members of the newly revitalized Bylaws Review Committee. Volunteer applications may be found on the town website at www.hanson-ma.gov or by calling the Selectmen's office at 781-293-2131. And we're also looking for volunteers on the following committees: Bylaw Review Committee, Capital Improvement Committee, Conservation Commission, Cultural Council, Facebook Upkeep Committee, Highway Building Committee, Historical Commission, Memorial Day Patriotic Observance, Memorial Field Trustees, Parks and Fields Committee, Recreation Commission, and the Zoning Bylaw Review Committee. And we have an upcoming meeting, Board of Selectmen, December 14th, 2021 at 6 p.m.
Thank you very much. We're just going to go out of order real quick, if you don't mind, Madam Clerk. I just want to recognize Lucia and introduce her to our community. She will be our new administrative assistant in our Selectmen's office, and she'll be joining us in the new year. But I just wanted to take the opportunity, because she's here tonight, so I just wanted to introduce her to the community. We're really thrilled to have her. She has her procurement certification, or working on it. She has many years of municipal experience, as well as a little bit of experience with the Commonwealth. So Lucia, welcome. We're really fortunate to have you join us in the new year.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to get started.
Great. Thank you. So with that being said, last meeting we had rehearsal, and tonight's the night. We are going to revote the 2020 redistricting.
And I'm just going to explain why we're doing this redo. It's just a little statement of the legislature had to draw the new districts using the old 2010 maps. Because the census was delayed during COVID, they couldn't wait for the cities and towns to adjust their precincts with the 2020 information. So that caused our issue, which we had precinct 1, a split district. So by putting precinct 1 back to the way it was in 2010, it avoids us having that split, which would be not a good thing. So,
So Jean, we are not split.
we are not. Well,
Okay.
the district is not split.
Yes.
Precinct 1 will be part of the 5th district.
Okay, okay,
2 and 3 will be the 6, so.
okay.
But within that district, it's all, the precinct is all one district. So, that's a little better than how it was going to
Yeah,
be.
definitely.
This is something I'll need you to sign. Last time I kinda did without the outline, and that didn't go so well, so. As you can see, precinct 1 is all in the green, it starts here at this point, and it's all this, so that's gonna remain the same. Precinct 2 starts here, and it's gonna go all the way up around here, all the purple, and it ends back here, and precinct 3 starts here, and it goes in this direction, and that's in the beige. And I do have to read the boundaries of it, and it's a little bit lengthy, but bear with me. All of that portion of Plymouth County bounded and described as follows, beginning at the point of intersection at the Whitman-Hanson town line and the East Bridgewater town line, and proceeding easterly along the Whitman-Hanson town line to the Rockland-Hanson town line, and proceeding easterly along the Rockland-Hanson town line to the Hanover-Hanson town line, and proceeding easterly along the Hanover-Hanson town line to Winter Street, and proceeding southerly along Winter Street to Brook Street, and proceeding easterly along Brook Street to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding southerly along Indian Head Brook to Gorman Drive, and proceeding westerly along Gorman Drive to Liberty Street, and proceeding westerly along Liberty Street to High Street, and proceeding southerly along High Street to Home Street, and proceeding westerly along Home Street to West Washington Street, and proceeding westerly along West Washington Street to the East Bridgewater-Hanson town line, and proceeding northerly along the East Bridgewater-Hanson town line to the point of the beginning. And that is all precinct 1. So precinct 2, which again starts here, all of that portion of Plymouth County bounded and described as follows. Beginning at the point of intersection of Shoreline and Indian Head Brook, and proceeding northerly along Shoreline, excuse me, to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding northerly along Indian Head Brook to Liberty Street, and proceeding easterly along Liberty Street to Gorman Drive, and proceeding northerly along Gorman Drive to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding northerly along Indian Head Brook to Brook Street, and proceeding westerly along Brook Street to Winter Street, and proceeding northerly along Winter Street to the Hanover-Hanson town line, and proceeding easterly along the Hanover-Hanson town line to the Pembroke-Hanson town line, and proceeding southerly along the Pembroke-Hanson town line to Union Street, and proceeding southerly along Union Street to Monpont Street, and proceeding northerly along Monpont Street to Indian Head Street, and proceeding northerly along Indian Head Street to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding southerly along Indian Head Brook to the point of the beginning. And now on to the beige, which is precinct 3, starting over there. All of that portion of Plymouth County bounded and described as follows, beginning at the point of intersection of West Washington and East Bridgewater, Hanson Town line, and proceeding northerly along West Washington Street to Home Street, and proceeding southerly along Home Street to High Street, and proceeding northerly along High Street to Liberty Street, and proceeding easterly along Liberty Street to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding southerly along Indian Head Brook to Shoreline, and proceeding southerly along Shoreline to Indian Head Brook, and proceeding southerly along Indian Head Brook to Indian Head Street, and proceeding southerly along Indian Head Street to Monpont Street, and proceeding southerly along Monpont Street to Union Street, and proceeding northerly along Union Street to the Pembroke-Hanson town line, and proceeding southerly along the Pembroke-Hanson town line to the Halifax-Hanson town line, and proceeding westerly along the Halifax-Hanson town line to the East Bridgewater-Hanson town line, and proceeding northerly along the East Bridgewater-Hanson town line to the point of the curve. So that defines the precinct. 1 stays the same. There's a modification to 2, but it's a good, it's a good blend so that the precincts don't have to be split.
Excellent.
So, did you have?
Yep, we move to accept as presented by the town clerk, the 2020 re-precincting plan for the town of Hanson.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? 5-0.
Reluctantly.
With
Oh, yeah.
regret,
Yeah.
with regret.
With regret.
I'm in precinct 1.
Yeah.
Great.
If you could sign these 2 copies, then that will have her commitment with what she needs.
Sign first, and then we'll.
All right, thank you. All right, so thank you very much, Madam Clerk. The next thing, I'm just gonna go out a little bit, no, we'll just work our way down. So the next thing on the agenda is discussion of the Whitman-Hanson Regional School District audit. Ms. Green?
Yes, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. So, a little history, a little over a year ago, back in January of 2020, both the towns of Whitman and Hanson had agreed to go out, have a bidding process for an audit of the Whitman-Hanson Regional School District, the financial operations. The bid was advertised, and the town did receive one bid. Unfortunately, that's all they received. There was a company that stated they declined to bid. And here we are, unfortunately, we are now almost a year and a half, almost 2 years later. The town of Hanson decided to undergo a deregionalization study, and at that point, the audit was kind of put on hold, and I don't know if it was because both of Whitman and Hanson, but the audit's been on hold. So it has resurfaced, and the company that put in a proposal, Team TMS, was also the company that it was undergoing the deregionalization study. I did reach out to the company, and they are going to honor the price that they proposed in March of 2020. And I know the town of Whitman did have a discussion about the audit, and it was strongly recommended that they go out to bid on this again, which we can certainly do. I would just caution that when it went out to bid 2 years ago, you only got one bid. If we go out to bid again, we don't know if we will get any further bids. If we do get a bid, it may be higher than what we have now, and we can't go back and say, oh, now we're gonna go back to the old bid, because we have the new bids. Team TMS, they have been going through the deregionalization study, so they have been gathering voluminous documents from Whitman Hanson. They may already have some of the documents, or many of the documents required to conduct the audit. If we do go out to bid, there is a process that we have to go through, an advertising process it's gonna take. So it will probably take 3 to 4 months to go out to bid on this for a new bid. And then coming in, the new company, if we do get a new company, we may need to go back to town meeting for additional funding if it's more than the $28,000 that was approved a little over a year ago at town meeting. Not to mention, they will have to burden the schools with gathering documents. And again, who knows how long the schools may take to comply with the request for the documents. I just want to present all of the options. If we move forward with Team TMS, like I said, they've already probably gathered a lot of the documents. So if they do need additional documents, they already have a relationship working with Jeff and John over there to gather whatever they need. And the process will be quicker. If we go out to bid again, we're probably looking at another 6 months before we even get to the process of the audit of the schools. So I just wanted to provide all the options to the board. I don't know which direction the Whitman Board of Selectmen voted in, but I can just let you know what was suggested to them by their town administrator.
Great, thank you. So I guess I'll just open it up to the board, because I think Lisa presented it pretty well of what our options are. My opinion on the matter is, you know, we budgeted $14,000, we're gonna split that it's $28,000 altogether. We appropriated $14,000 to it. In the light of everything kind of in the last week or so, I say we just should move forward quicker, sooner than later, and let's stick with the number that is known rather than putting it out to bid. But that's just me, that's just one opinion on it, so I'm not sure what the rest of the board thinks.
Well, I've got a couple, I mean, if we're doing this with Whitman, we can't unilaterally decide we're using TMS, right? I mean, this has to be a joint decision. So I don't know that we can really take a vote tonight on whether we're going to use TMS. And although I can appreciate that they've already gathered the data, I'm not going to get into details here, but I have had a concern recently about some, we'll say, lapse in good judgment that they used in handling the deregionalization study, enough so that I would not feel comfortable that they would be my pick. I guess I'd also want to know, are there any conflicts? Have they done any work for the school district? That's something I'd really like to have explored. While you make a compelling case, if we're purely looking at the finances and the speed of doing it, I think it's premature maybe for us to even vote on it until we hear from Whitman on whether they want to go out to bid, because we have to do this as a partnership. And although I agree, the information that was presented by our dear esteemed former town administrator at the school committee about the circuit breaker money was extremely alarming. And that, in addition to some other things that have come up over the course of the last 6 or 7 months. And plus, we've got all of this ESSER money, ARPA money, all the COVID money. There's certainly enough that would compel us to say, this would be a good time for us to do a good, thorough kicking of the tires and an audit of the district. I guess we're meeting next week. I'd like to wait to see where the Whitman Board of Selectmen come in, because if they want to go out to bid, I'm totally fine with that. I want to do this as a partnership. If they say we're fine with TMS, which I assume you discussed with their town administrator, and he'll present that as maybe one of the options, I don't know.
Well, I did have a phone conversation with the town administrator for Whitman, and he strongly recommended that it go out to bid again.
Okay.
And, that's fine. And I do remember when, I believe the former town administrator here drafted the bid and actually kind of took the lead on the bid. And again, the former town administrator for Whitman agreed on the company at that time. And then COVID and everything else kind of got in the way, and it just kind of, it was laid a little bit to rest. But now that it's come back to life, again, I just wanted the board to know, give you all the options, what we can do. I know last time, I do believe the former town administrator Hanson drafted the bid. I don't know if Whitman wants to go ahead and draft the bid at this point, as it's just me, myself, and I in the office. And they can take the lead on advertising the bid and then bring us in when they do get the bids. I can have the phone conversation to see
I would
which
be
way
fine
they
with
want to
that.
go.
Also, I did just one last comment. I don't think that, it's great that TMS has already laid a lot of that foundational work by doing the deregionalization, but clearly whoever's doing the audit, we're going to be able to turn over all of that information to them as well.
Yeah.
So whether it's TMS or a different firm, all the information that's been gathered for what we've already paid TMS to do for the deregionalization is going to be available to whomever it is we decide to hire.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Mr. Hickey?
Not that I want to disagree with Laura, I think we're on the same page, Laura, and I don't want to open old wounds, but the original amount of money was $28,000 to be paid before by both towns. Both towns approve it, and if I remember correctly, Whitman couldn't find the money.
well,
They couldn't find the $14,000. So this is why we're in the predicament now, that we're still waiting to have this done. And we could wait another 3 or 4 months, no big deal. But why are we, are they having their meeting tonight?
yes.
Why are we waiting to decide what they want to do?
That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
It kinda is. We're gonna wait for them to vote, and then we'll vote. Why don't we vote the way we wanna vote? And if they vote the other way, then we can talk about it. I don't wanna wait and let them vote first, and Hanson follow.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and
Yeah, let's-
but Lisa's already sort of said that Lincoln's going to suggest to them that they go back out to bid again, so, I mean, I assume they're probably going to do what their town administrator wants. I'll defer to you guys, if you wanna take the vote, I'm fine.
Well, and that's okay, Laura, but isn't Lisa, as our town administrator, aren't you saying you wanna go with TMS?
Oh, no, I'm just providing, I'm just giving you all the options. It's
Okay.
up to the board which direction. You give me the direction, I'm gonna follow it. I just wanna let you know the pros and the cons that we've got in front of us right now.
So if we get more bids and it's $35,000, you know, well, we'll do easy math, 36,000. Thanks, Frank, that's 18. So the price went up per town by $4,000
Yes.
because we decided to wait, we decided to go with a different firm if another one applies. And of course, we're gonna wait for Whitman to vote first.
Well, I mean,
That,
again, last time, this was the only company that bid.
Right,
If we go out to bid, they're not gonna honor the same price, and they may give us another proposal with a higher price, and if they're again, the only ones that bid, we've now lost the $28,000 that they're said, I have an email that they're going to honor, and we're now looking at the higher price.
So I have a quick question. So if, let's just say it does jump up to 36, and we need an additional $4,000. Do we have that money, or do we have to wait until a town meeting in order to allocate that kind of money, or?
You will check with our town accountant to see if we have the money in our audit, line item to cover whatever extra it is. And then, if not, then we may need to go to town meeting to get the additional funding.
and not that I want to interrupt Matt, but if we have to wait till town meeting, that's May, and now we have to wait another 3 to 4 months? to
After
Have it
town-
done?
That's why I'm saying, I'm just wondering if we could do a little more fact gathering before we take a like,
Sure.
you know, to know that, and I don't know, I feel like it's a little premature, but.
Okay, is there any other opinions at the table?
Nothing strong one way or another. I think they're both compelling arguments, really, honestly.
All right, so I'm gonna table this for next week. And then that way we can kind of figure out, one, if we have to go back to town meeting for additional funding. And then two, we can have a better idea of what Whitman is saying, because do we really want to get into a showdown of, oh, well, I want this person, you want that person? I don't think it's gonna be beneficial for anyone or the timeline that we need. So I'm just gonna table this for now, if that's all right with the board.
If I may, just one more?
Yep.
I just want to be clear that we cannot have either firm that audits the towns as the firm that bring in to audit the Whitman
That
Hanson.
makes perfect sense, yeah.
Our firm declined, and they sent us in writing that they declined. And I just want to, you know, if the Whitman firm does bid on it, we will have a right to reject that, because they will already have a bias. It
Yeah.
has to be a completely
Yep.
third-party firm.
Yep.
But I think everyone would agree on that one. So, all right, with that being said, do we have Sheila in the audience? So, I'm gonna just jump, just to move people in and out of the room. And Sheila, you're more than welcome to stay and enjoy the rest of the meeting, but I'm sure you might have some other things to do on a Tuesday night. So, with that being said, I am going to jump down to appointments, which, discuss and possibly vote to appoint Sheila Morris to the Recreation Commission. Sheila, do you mind just coming up to the podium and just telling us a little bit about yourself, of why you would like to serve on the Recreation Commission? Sorry,
We didn't tell you about this part, did we?
I didn't realize I had to do this, I would have brought the letter that, do I have that, can I just read it, do you have it?
Let's see.
Oh, the one that says, please see attached document?
Yeah, which we didn't get an
Yeah, we don't
attached
have it, so why don't you
document.
just tell us about
Yeah,
yourself?
we didn't get the attached letter.
All right, well, my face is gonna be purple, so I'm gonna stare off at the wall. My name is Sheila Morse. I've been, a lifelong resident of Hanson, since, well, I don't wanna say lifelong. I grew up here, started around age 7, so that's pretty much all I can remember for life, so I'll call it that. Let's see, went to school in the Hanson School Districts, graduated from Whitman Hanson in good old 88, it was great. And am now raising my family here in town. I was previously on the Recreation Commission, kind of back when things were a little bit misunderstood. I was appointed at that point, and things just kind of fell apart, so I really didn't get any opportunity to do anything or learn anything about it, but since then, I've actually been thinking about it a lot, and I know that, you know, people have come and gone, and I could definitely see myself back on the Recreation Commission to utilize my creativity and fun for excitement, and I just really would like to see our town go in a much better direction than it is, and if I can provide any help with that, I'm here.
Great, excellent, thank you very much. Any questions from the board?
Oh, I have one since you were walking back.
Yes.
No, in full disclosure, I was a member of that commission, and Sheila, I think it wasn't even 2 months, right, that you were on?
I really think I went to one meeting, it dissolved all in the
Right.
middle, and I was just.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so really, in full disclosure, Sheila was stuck in a tough spot with what happened back then and the entire commission resigning. I think she would be a great addition. Sheila and I are friends. In that brief time that we did it, and even, I think it was before Sheila was involved, she was a volunteer at the family camping weekend, which I thought was the best thing we ever did. And she was there all weekend, and her husband, Jim. And I just think she'll be a great addition. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. And Sheila, do you have any programs in mind that you would like to try to implement up at Camp Kawani, whether it's family camping weekend or paint night
I
or?
was thinking along that line to start off with that, and then just, like I said, move back in and find out what it's all about and go from there.
Great, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
Well, I mean, the family camping weekend is going to require some further discussion from the rest of the group. And although it may be well-intentioned and all, I just want to clarify that. No, I don't really have a question for Sheila, and they need a quorum right now,
Right.
right? They've only got 3
Right.
members. But I do think that we need to discuss, hopefully after we appoint Sheila, what we're going to do about the other vacancies that we have.
Sure. Yep.
So I move to appoint Sheila to the Recreation
All right, I
Commission.
have a motion, a second. Any further discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor? 5-0. Sheila, thank you very much for stepping up, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
And, Mr. Chair, excuse me.
Yes.
Lisa and I went through the other applications that were on file. I made that phone call, and that person never got back to me. So, you know, to Laura's point, we have 3 seats that need to be filled.
Well, okay,
Well,
may I just?
Sure.
Okay. I thought you were the liaison for recreation, so a little confused why that's happening. But, second, I think we've got that planning and visioning session on the 29th. And the elephant in the room is we've unofficially and officially talked about what does Recreation Commission look like and what does Parks and Fields, and are we gonna blend, yada, yada. For now, they need a quorum, so that's why I'm perfectly fine with Sheila, and then at least you guys can get some business done, and Sheila seems very well-intentioned, and she's been there, and blah, blah, blah. So that works, but I would like to suggest that we pump the brakes a bit on filling those other 3 until we have clarity on what we want to do with that. Because I'd hate to bring another 3 people in and then be like, well, pretty much what happened to Sheila, you know, like, thanks, but, you know, we've decided to go in a different direction, and you're not gonna have a role here. I just think, you know, that's one of the things we had all talked about, like, what do we wanna be when we grow up at Camp Kawani with recreation, and we've had all of those resignations from Parks and Fields too, so we've got
it's
some
a good
work to
time.
do there.
It's a good,
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Malisi.
May I? So, if you're gonna have those discussions about bringing in Parks and Fields and Recreation, I would like it if we could be kind of involved in that. with
Oh,
the
yeah,
discussion.
I would hope so.
Because, I mean, realistically, a recreation department shouldn't just be Camp Kawani, it should be the whole town of Hanson's recreation. That being said, if there's 3 members on the Parks and Fields Committee, and then there's, 4 members on the Recreation Committee, and that kind of makes a 7-member committee right there. That could be, I would just like to be, I would think I'd probably speak for the Recreation Committee, we want to be involved in those discussions with them.
I think,
No, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think we could
Yeah.
definitely involve you because there's a bunch of committees that we really need to assess. So I don't want to get too down the road on this one, but I'll just call Ms. Flanagan real quick.
I would just recommend that maybe instead of not filling the next 3, maybe just keep 2 open, and if we do get any applicants for a 5th, appoint them, because there has been some discussion about maybe bringing us down to a 5-member committee instead of 7, and a 4-member committee really leaves us no room for somebody not to make a meeting.
Right.
So if a 5-member, then it's an odd number for voting, and it's, it's sort of scaled back to where we, some of the commission members have talked about, and we've talked to Joe about it and Jim about it. Because, we have a lot of work. We have a lot of work to do. Our meetings are still 3 hours long, and we're just going over Camp Kawani stuff from recreation, so.
I think that's a fair point,
Yeah.
to
No, it
give
is.
them
Yeah.
a backup,
And so,
yeah.
So, I mean, if we do get another applicant, a 5th applicant, I would just recommend stopping at 5 and not.
What I'd like to do, though, is, we have this habit of not accruing applications. I'd like to really, like Lisa, maybe put something in the paper, like put something on our Facebook page, put something on the town website saying we're looking for applications. And then hopefully we'll have a group to choose from, like, maybe people that never have ever been involved before, kind of rally the troops a little. I may be delusional, and it could be one well-intentioned person that applies, but that's okay, I'm willing to live with that.
Perfect. All right, so with that being said, is there anyone else here for business that needs to get in and out?
Need to get in and out, but, my name's Allison Dillon, I'm from representing the Hanson PTO for the Polar Plunge.
Okay, yeah.
So we're hoping to get.
So do you mind just coming to the podium real quick? And the reason why I say come to the podium is our microphone in the middle of the room just doesn't work anymore. So it's not to put people on the spot, so.
I'm Allison Dillon. The PTO is looking to do the Polar Plunge on February 6th this year. We weren't able to do it last year because of COVID, but it's been very successful in the past. We've raised about $11,000 to $12,000 for the PTO. It was approved by the Recreation Committee, I believe at the last month's meeting. And so the ask is that the Board of Selectmen also approve use of the.
Perfect, and seeing how we kind of been doing this for a couple of years.
I was sort of hoping,
Oh, no,
I'm not gonna lie, I was
hold on,
sort of
I was
hoping,
I was going down a different road. I was going down a different road with a train of thought.
No, though, right?
So you guys been in touch with police and fire, and you've guys done your homework with that. You've reached out to recreation. That's my question, is where you all sit on that end.
Allison, are we really the last step to approve this? You've got everything else done?
Yes.
It's inherently, I feel conflicted about it, because if we vote yes, then we have to all participate and go out.
Yeah, the only difficult decision about approving this is what outfits we're all gonna wear.
You're gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it.
All right, I move to approve the use of the Camp Kawani on, and do you have our backup date in?
Second.
What is it?
The second. The second.
No,
or your
no,
second?
he's
I
seconding the
second the
motion.
Yeah, the backup date is the 13th.
Okay, so for the
That's a good one.
6th, and then with the backup date of the 13th for the Polar Plunge.
I'm going to Texas.
All right, and I have a second from Mr. Mitchell. All in favor?
Can I call for a roll call vote?
5-0. Thank you very much for organizing that. I know
Thank you,
it's been,
Allison.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
You know we did this to Melissa too, right? Give her a hard time, okay.
I'm just excited to see you all done.
Yep,
We'll bring our checkbooks next meeting.
Yeah,
Just because this is a little bit of a bigger forum than the recreation control sometimes. We absolutely love when the PTO, the fire department, the police department, community events come down to Camp Quaney and use Camp Quaney for the town of Hanson. I would have that every weekend if we had a chance.
Would
It's
you?
the pu-
Would you now?
Pump the brakes, Frank.
Yeah. Every
So
weekend.
we're gonna see you plunging, Frank, right?
My wife's been trying to talk me into it for years. I keep telling her
This
same
is the
thing.
year.
The moment I can go get an Audi R6, I won't let that on. But she still hasn't honored that, of course. But I just wanted to say that, since this is a bigger forum, that we absolutely love having the community events down there at Camp Quaney. The Recreation Committee is more than welcome. Anybody who wants to hold a community event, come in front of us, and we would love to participate, so.
That's great.
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 Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We really
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and with that being said, we'll just go back to the top of our agenda and work our way down. So with that being said, vote to approve license renewals for a common victualler, liquor, junk dealers, Class 2 auto dealers. Ms. Green, have you reached out to the treasurer collector? I'm going to steal Laura's thunder on this one.
Come on, Matt, you're stealing my notes.
All right, go ahead, go ahead.
No, so I always ask, have there been any violations, building code, fire, anything else that haven't been resolved, and are they up to date on their taxes?
So everybody on the lists that I've provided are all up to date. There's no financial obligations to the town. I have been in touch with, Chief Mix on any issues anywhere, nobody issues. I have not heard from building, whether there's any issues for violations.
That's the one I would be concerned with, in particular for the auto dealer licenses, because we've had a couple of folks who have pushed the envelope historically, and we've had to go have the building inspector go and remind them about what their license permits. So I don't have a problem moving to approve all of these, but I'd like to hold the automobile dealers until we can get verification from our building inspector. Okay.
All right, I'm fine with that.
All
So
right,
do I
so
have a
moved.
second?
second.
Yeah, I just have
And-
one question, Mr.
Discussion,
Chairman.
yep.
These ones that we don't have the application, we should be voting on those, right?
License renewal?
Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah, so there are a few, that they don't have access. For some reason, we've gotten, some returns, so we're trying to track down, why we're getting returns from these. We know the Dunkin' Donuts in towns have not closed, so we have to track down, why, they've come back to us. So we need to track down who the new owners are or the new, managers are and send them back out. Some of the other ones they've paid, but we haven't gotten their, applications, and so it's just, McDonald's, as a matter of fact, today, we sent it out, and they called and said they never got it. So we're sending them back out. So the ones that we haven't received them, it's because we've sent them out and the mail has come back, or there's been some issue. So if you want to proceed with only
Yes.
approving the ones that we have received the application, and then the other ones, if we receive them by the 14th, I can put them back, and give you an updated list, we can go that route. I just want to make sure the people that have submitted the applications and paid their fees, that their licenses are not held up at the end of the year.
Yep, so I would amend my motion to say we're going to hold auto dealer licenses and anybody who has not submitted an application, and move to approve all others.
Second.
Moved and seconded?
Applications received by December 7th.
Yep, thanks, yep.
Perfect. So with that being said, all in favor? All right, thank you very much. So next on the agenda is to vote, there was just a little bit of confusion with the ARPA funds, so we just have to correct what we did last time. So I'm looking for a motion to vote to rescind the vote from November 9th, 2021's meeting naming Lisa Green as the ARPA authorized representative and authorized reporter. Ms. Green, did you want to just
Second.
Yes, so there's a little confusion on, when they had called, apparently, I cannot be both the representative and the reporter. Normally, it's the town accountant who is the reporter. So,
Checks and balances, is that what?
Yes,
Yeah, that
exactly.
makes
So they
sense.
did provide me, both of the following bullets are the language to appoint our town accountant as the authorized reporter, and then to appoint me as the authorized representative to approve, finalize, and submit on behalf of the town. But the town accountant will be the reporter who puts all the report together for the financial reports.
Thank you. So I have,
Moved and seconded.
yeah, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Perfect. I'm also looking for a vote to name Todd Hassler, town accountant, as the authorized reporter to prepare and enter information into Plymouth County American Recovery Rescue Plan portal in support of one or more applications to the Plymouth County for grants, ARPA grants, to be funded from a grant received by Plymouth County under the American Rescue Plan Act.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? 5-0. And I'm also looking for a motion to vote to name Lisa Green, town accountant, town administrator, sorry, authorized representative to approve, finalize, and submit on behalf of the town any such ARPA grant application to make all representation certifications required to be made on behalf of the town to complete each application with approval, representations, and certifications to be evidence by the signature of Lisa Green, town administrator, on such application. And if any such ARPA grant is awarded, Lisa Green, town administrator, shall be the recipient of such grant on behalf of the town.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, going back to the vote to rescind, I'm sorry, I didn't catch who made the motion on that one.
I think it was Kenny made,
Okay, Kenny, and then who?
Jim.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. All right. Next thing on the agenda is to discuss town holiday hours for Christmas and New Year's Day. The reason why we need to discuss this one is just because the holidays fall on Saturday this year, and due to union negotiations and our contracts, we need to honor these holidays. So with that being said, Ms. Green, is there anything that I'm missing from this?
Yes, so, in your packets, you'll see there's a spreadsheet that will show you what some of the other towns are doing. And the reason it's an issue this year, and we won't have to deal with it with another 8 years after we get through this year. On Friday, the town hall is open half a day, 12 to noon. Only town, department heads work on Fridays. There is a wage and personnel that Christmas Eve from noon forward is a holiday. So on a Friday, town department heads would need a floater. The union, clerical union in town hall does not work on Fridays. So in that matter, they would either get a floater for the 4 hours, for Friday. Saturday is the holiday, and when a holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday, normally you go with either the business day before or after. Well, we're already closed, they already don't work on Friday. So the question is, does the board wish to close on Monday for the Saturday holiday? Or do you want to close on Thursday, or close half a day on Thursday to allow the union the 4 hours, and then close on Friday for the department head? So it's really, it's a complex because of the
no, it
way
makes
that the
sense.
unions.
I really like the idea of the closing Friday for the salaried folks and the half-day on Thursday. That makes the most sense to me, before the holiday. I mean,
And then we'd be closed on Monday for the Saturday holiday, because Christmas falls on Saturday this year.
okay, wait a minute.
With that, Laura, they would get Monday off.
Yeah, but usually if a holiday falls on a Saturday, it's observed on Friday. If it falls on a Sunday, it's observed on Monday.
Right, well, like I said,
Right.
because on Friday, the clerical union does not work on Fridays, and it's only department heads. Do we close on Friday so the department heads will get, that day? But then the clerical union would get 4 hours of a floater for the Friday, because they still get Christmas Eve, those 4 hours on Christmas Eve. So that would be the question, to give them the floater, which would, it doesn't matter how they take it.
So
Or
you're
you
saying
close half a
clerical-
day on Friday and,
All right, so
Yeah, I
Fridays
mean,
for
Thursday.
sure, for the.
Close on
for the-
Friday.
For the department
Yep.
heads, that's like for sure. But the clerical, I thought what you were saying was department heads would work a half a day Thursday because they're getting Friday off, and that the clerical union would work a half a day Thursday too, because they're, that's what I
so
thought.
they'd close a half a day on Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
That was
thought.
my understanding too, so why would we give them Monday off? That's
Because
the
you still
confusion.
have, because if you're only closing half a day, you're only giving 4 hours, where on Saturday, you have to give them a full day for the holiday, for Christmas.
All right, well then why don't we do the half day for the department heads and the whole day on Thursday for the clerical staff? The Monday, I personally, I'm just trying to put myself in their place. If I
Right,
were an employee, I would not want the Monday after
No,
the
you'd rather have
holiday
Thursday and
off.
Friday and the whole
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like I said, it's a confusing time where it's Friday and Saturday, and then we have New Year's, but that's not gonna be as
So if we
much,
close
but-
Thursday, you don't have to give them a floater, is that what you're saying?
That's right.
yeah, I think Thursday,
But that, so then the town hall would be closed Thursday and Friday for, basically, and then you'd have Christmas, and then we'd be open on Monday.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I
I like
do
that better than the Monday, I don't
I
like
do
the
too.
Monday.
I don't like the Monday being closed down.
Okay, perfect.
And then how about the following week?
So the following week, we don't have quite the same, because New Year's Eve is not a holiday. So, New Year's Eve, the next week is not really gonna be as much of an issue, but do you wanna close Friday for the holiday, or do you wanna close Monday for the holiday?
I would close Friday if it was up to me.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Do
be
the same thing.
consistent, yeah.
All right.
So where do they get their, on Christmas week, where do they get their 4 hours?
So if we close on Thursday,
Yeah,
that will cover the clerical union.
Right, close all day Thursday.
All day Thursday.
For
and
clerical.
For clerical, and then close Friday.
And they still have half a day.
That will take care of the half a day on Thursday for that.
So what if you're not clerical, then do you get paid for Thursday?
Well, it's only,
department heads.
the
you say.
department heads.
Department heads would come in for a half a day.
We come in for a half a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
So then, but then the next week, we don't have to deal with that, because New Year's Eve is not a holiday. And then again, after that, we won't have to
So
deal with this
Christmas
for
week
another
will close
8 years.
Thursday and Friday, New Year's week will close just Friday.
Well, on New Year's, if we close on Friday, you still have to give the clerical, well, because clerical is closed on, clerical would need either Monday or Thursday. 'Cause
Why
you
don't
still-
we
you
do
still
the
have to
same
do-
thing?
you still-
then.
You still have to do you do have, still have to cover the Saturday
There's
holiday.
just no floater for the 4
There's
hours.
just no floater, right.
Okay, so I think we should do this, so can we
thing,
take a
keep it
vote
the
on
same.
Christmas and then take a vote on
Yes,
the,
we can.
okay. So for Christmas, we're saying department, non-clerical, just to be clear, will get, Friday off and a half-day Thursday. Clerical will get, they always have Friday off, they will get Thursday.
Okay.
Are you saying
And
4
then
hours,
department
Jim?
heads
Yeah,
will
and then a
work 4
4-hour
hours.
floater somewhere.
No, they're getting the whole day Thursday off.
Yeah, Thursday
So you don't have to give
covers
them
the
the floater,
day.
because you get
Yeah.
it Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, and then, so that will cover
If not, we stay
Christmas.
open
all right,
Thursday and
so
just give them the
moved,
floater, it'd be
so
cheap.
moved on the Christmas.
Okay.
Anybody want a second that?
It'll be a headache.
Do I have a second?
It's gonna be a headache.
Second.
Second by Mr. Weeks. All in favor?
I second that?
No, Mr. Weeks did,
Oh, good.
yeah. So, all right.
That's coming back at us.
All right, so for New Year's, the New Year's Eve is not a holiday.
Well, hold
so-
on, I'm just going, any other discussion on this? No? All right, all in favor? I vote.
I thought we just voted.
Hey, we did.
Yeah, we
No,
did.
no, did I?
Yes,
We voted twice.
Okay, sorry, it's been,
at least it was
a
the
long
same
day.
vote twice.
Right, okay, well, that's good.
Same
Sorry,
outcome,
it's
it
been a
worked
long
out.
day.
Yeah.
You voted. You put your
So-
hand up.
All right, so, and then for New Year's, I'm looking for a motion.
Well, can she just clarify,
I was
because
just
this
gonna
is,
say, because
it's
she
getting
said
muddy at
Friday's
at
not
this
a
point.
holiday, so
Yeah.
what would be the difference?
So
From
we
the-
still
from
have,
Christmas
so Friday is not a holiday, but we still have to cover New Year's Day, which is a Saturday. So you could if you closed on Monday, that will cover everybody.
I personally don't like the Monday thing, but that's just me.
I
Or-
don't like the Monday because I feel like a lot of people like to do town business on Mondays.
So let's just close on Thursday.
So
Yeah, I think we do the same thing.
close on Thursday, and then, the department heads will work the 4 hours on Friday.
Can we also just take care of the department heads too? Because I find that the department heads, they work their tails off. And just my opinion.
No, I'm fine with that, Matt. In particular, I want to recognize how much people have stepped up to help Lisa in the absence of having an admin. And, so it might be nice, don't want to set a precedence, but I see where you're coming from. I don't have a
What
problem
days
with
you
that.
talking about, man?
We'll just close Thursday, Friday for New Year's. Just so it's consistent for 2 weeks, it's the holidays.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So just close for both Thursday and Friday, Christmas week and New Year's, with everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Can we just double check for the contractual employees that we're not somehow unwittingly violating something that isn't part of their contract?
The other thing I
just
would
wanna
check
make
the
sure.
transfer station too.
Transfer station, we have transfer station worked out.
Okay.
Because we did address that in negotiations, where their days off are Wednesday and Thursday. So we did address that when a holiday falls off. On their days off, they get a floater. But in this case, Saturday is the holiday, so the transfer station is closed, so the transfer station employees don't get another day, because they're already getting Saturday. However, on Friday, they do work on Friday, but they get paid the, holiday, so they get paid time and a half on Friday. So we've already addressed that with the, transfer station employees.
And they have to work Sunday.
They would work on Sunday, which is not a holiday.
Okay.
Yep. So we've already addressed that with the, transfer station folks.
All right, so if I have an understanding, if we're gonna vote a third time on this, this is for the clerical, union workers. Saturday is the holiday.
Which one?
But since they don't work
Are you talking
Friday.
Christmas or New Year's?
No,
You got
it's
two
Christmas.
holidays.
Saturday is Christmas. They don't work on Fridays, so we're gonna give them Thursday off.
Right.
Now, because they don't work on Fridays, they have 4 hours of floater time.
But they got the whole day Thursday
But if
off.
they get Thursday, off,
Thursday's
they won't get a floater.
Making up for the floater.
No, it's not.
Why is it not?
Because if you wanna pay me 8 hours for Saturday, you wanna give me a day off for the holiday, right? That's Thursday. I'm already off Friday, I'm not working Friday.
Right,
So I get all of Thursday off.
right.
But because I have Friday off normally, you need, and Christmas Eve is a holiday in their contract, you need to give me 4 other hours.
Oh, you're adding Christmas Eve in there, which we only talked about Christmas. We didn't talk about Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve is a holiday in the contract, I
So
thought.
Jim, let me ask you this, so what if we didn't close Thursday?
Then you
then
would
we-
have, but you have to give them a day off, so it would be Monday. So what you could do is, they would take their floater on Thursday for not working Friday. They would work a half a day Thursday. Friday, they're off automatically. Saturday is the holiday, and then Monday, you give them off. And Laura, I agree with you, a lot of people want to do business on Monday, but who's going to be doing business on December
That's
27th?
3 consecutive business days, though, that we're gonna be like short-staffed or not open.
No, Friday.
So he's
we're
saying
a
not
half
close
day- half a
Thursday.
day
Are you saying
Thursday.
not close on Thursday?
Right.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
half a day Thursday. We move,
Half a day
you move
Thursday.
Friday to Thursday. And everybody gets Friday off because it's a holiday. And now you have Monday off. It doesn't really matter. Either way we do it, they're gonna come back and it's not gonna be good. But you have to realize that they don't work on Fridays, so they get all day Thursday off.
Well,
Unless
is it
we make it
possible that we
Monday.
keep the vote that we did, but allow, instead of having everybody off at the same time, can people pick the floating 4 hours and where they would take those? Do we have to designate what day they will take them?
Well, they can use them anytime.
That's what I'm saying, so I would prefer to keep the vote that we had, and then since Jim has pointed out the inadequacy of the fact that we didn't address the 4 hours for the Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve, that we say, because you've got that in your contract, take that, obviously, before the end of the fiscal year, at your leisure.
So just we close half a day on Thursday.
Yep,
So we close at noon on Thursday.
Yep.
Off on Friday. And you're saying close on Monday?
No,
No.
Okay.
nope.
So then so we.
We're going backwards.
We're going back, because we still have to address the
I still like
8
the
hours
Thursday
of
and Friday.
Saturday.
No, but I'm
So-
saying they're still getting, we're just not closing town hall down, but we're saying to each of them individually, pick what day you want to take those 4 hours.
I think what Jim's saying is if they're off on Thursday and Friday, we still owe them another,
Right,
in addition to.
Right.
4 hours.
Yeah.
So why is town hall now open on Thursday again, half a day?
It isn't.
It
It's
isn't.
closed Thursday,
Oh, I
it's
thought
closed
that's what you
Friday.
said.
No, it's
Okay.
half day for the department heads, but closed for everybody else on
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Closed
gotcha.
on Friday, and then the clerical guys get the 4 hours to take at their leisure, and
Right,
everybody's
okay.
good.
Right, for anybody that watching it at home, it's very confusing. Town Hall will be open on Thursday, December 23rd, but only until noon time, only department heads. It would be on a Friday schedule.
And Monday will be business as usual.
Monday back to normal.
Yep,
Okay.
Okay.
So we can keep the vote the way you said.
but we need to amend to say for Christmas Eve, people just take those 4 hours. In order to compensate, they get an additional 4 hours
4 hours
comp
floating.
time that they take, you know,
Wherever.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so.
All right, so that takes care of Christmas. Now the next week.
Hold on, so can we just,
Same thing.
hold on, can we just amend it just to make sure that we include Christmas Eve?
So the vote is, department heads will work a half a day on Thursday, and they will not work on Friday. Clerical employees will have the day off on Thursday and will be given 4 hours to take at their leisure before the fiscal year end and compensation for Christmas Eve.
All right, everyone's good with that?
And the Christmas they would be getting paid would be that Thursday that they're taking off?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Right, Jim?
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, I have a motion,
Second.
a second, all in favor, 5-0.
I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Like, how many times?
Moving,
wanna get it right.
moving on to, New Year's
So
Eve.
New Year's.
Um,
So New Year's is a little different because Friday is not a holiday in the contracts. So Friday, it's just the department heads. Friday's a normal day. So again, for Saturday, do we want to close Monday or do you want to close Thursday?
Are we talking now for clerical and department heads
Yes.
for Saturday? Okay.
Yes.
I would do the same thing, goes Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
So it'd be consistent.
So if we did the same thing we just said, for Christmas, would that get us to where we want to go? We close Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, because you're gonna take care of the unions 8 hours for Saturday.
Yep.
The only thing that we'd be doing is be giving a half day
For
to
the department.
department heads on Friday.
Because New Year's Eve is not a holiday,
No.
considered a holiday, so
So you don't have to give the floater then?
we don't
is
have
that-
to give the floater.
So-
Right, you
Right,
just
okay.
have to give the day off for Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So I
do
move
that
that
Thursday?
we do Thursday as a half day for department heads, full day for clerical, and then everybody has Friday off for the weekend of New Year's
No.
Eve. What?
Yeah, no-
Thursday, they have to have Thursday off for Saturday holiday.
Okay.
Yeah. You
So-
gotta give them the full day on Thursday,
Yeah.
and then.
Oh, the department heads,
and-
you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then
Okay.
people we're gonna gift.
And then we'd be open
Friday.
on Friday, 8 to noon.
So Thursday's a
Department
trade-off for
Okay,
the
yep,
holiday.
that's fine.
With New Year's
And
Day.
now, are we just gonna double check the contraction?
Yep, no,
Yes,
that-
absolutely.
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll run
Yeah.
it all by Kate just to make sure
Okay.
she's good. I mean, we talked about it a little bit and she said, okay, let's run these different
And we should
scenarios.
have dates in
and-
those motions too,
I
just.
totally agree
not
with
so
you.
we're
I'm
saying
glad you just said that, because I was
Thursday
thinking
and
that.
Friday, so we can say.
We should have dates and times, really, especially
So
for the
I'm wondering,
Thursday.
now that you know what the discussion is, can we maybe have Lisa come back with motions with the dates popped in after she's checked with Kate and we can formally?
For next week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could do that for the December 14th, yes.
Thank you.
be as specific as possible.
All right, so that was a,
And we won't have to deal with this again for
You
another
never
8
know what
years,
items
so-
on the agenda are
Nope.
going to take the longest.
all right, so
They're important.
Matt, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, but
Yep.
you know by tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, that this will be settled. We won't actually need Kate because the union will have a rep in Lisa's office.
Okay, well,
Because, you know, they have a spy here Tonight.
All right, so with
All
that
right,
being
so
said, moving
we'll
on
get
to the
that
next items on the agenda, recognize Brian Smith's resignation from the Recreation Committee. I'm looking for a motion.
So moved, with regret.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? 5-0. I'm looking for a motion to recognize Joan Frazzetti's resignation from the Recreation Committee.
So moved,
Second?
Thank you.
with regret.
All right. And I missed Brian Smith, so I'm looking for a motion to accept
Brian
Brian
Frazzetti.
Frazzetti.
Brian Frazzetti, okay, I skipped. Okay.
We didn't vote on
We'll
Joan.
get a vote on Joan, too.
I thought we just took care of Joan.
No,
We
we
didn't
motion a
finish.
second, but we didn't vote on it.
Okay, sorry. Long day, been up since 5.
It's all right.
So, all in favor? 5-0. All right, I'm looking for a motion to recognize Brian Frazzetti's resignation from the Recreation Committee.
So moved.
Moved, do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second?
With regret.
All in favor? 5-0.
May I just, it wasn't so much what they said in their resignation letters as much as what they didn't say. And I just, ask that, again, as we move forward and we look at what the Recreation Commission is going to be or not be, or morph into, or whatever, that we perhaps have an opportunity to circle back with prior members, both past and present, of the Recreation Commission and ask for feedback, about what could we do better? You know, are we being supportive enough, or, I don't know, I just, whenever I see like the folks from Parks and Recreation, you know, Parks and Fields, you know, you see 3-4 resignations, and then you see the same thing here, it kind of indicates there's a trend and perhaps something that we should be asking. You know, gee, we appointed you, and, you know, you were fresh and dewy and full of ambition, and now you're not, and you're resigning, like, what, you know, just get some feedback. I don't know how we do it, but we'd do that if we were an employer, you know, an exit interview. I'd very much like to see the same type of thing going on with employees, but also with, you know, to the extent somebody's not moving out of town or, you know, had some major life thing that, you know, they're saying like, look, I got another job or whatever, but it's something where we're like, geez, that's strange, you know, they were very engaged, why? So I just would submit to you, like, if there's a way for us to get feedback, or maybe you already have feedback, I don't know.
So, all right, well, no, we'll take that into consideration as we're moving forward. I think we got some work to do
Yes.
with organization within the town. I'm looking for a motion to vote to accept a gift of $35 from Webster Printing to the Council on Aging.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? 5-0. All right, next on the agenda is approve open session meeting minutes for 6/29/21, 9/13/21, and 9/16/21.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Oh, hold
Mr.
on.
Chair.
Yep, I was just saw that Mr. Mitchell was absent on September 13th. So, and September 16th. So, I'll recall for a motion. How about that? So I'm looking for a motion to accept June 29th, 21, September 13th, 21, and September 16th, 21 minute meeting.
So moved.
Moved?
Second.
I just think it's a typo, but if you look at the top of the page, the meeting was Tuesday, June 29th at 5:30. How could the minutes be revised on June 29th, 5 hours earlier?
It probably was the, agenda that was
Agenda.
revised, I'm just
Okay.
guessing.
Yeah.
We'll strike that.
Okay,
So with amendments?
I'm good then.
All right. Nope, thank you. So with that being said, all in favor? 4-01.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. And then we have a couple of appointments. Vote to appoint Ryan Kelly as a skilled laborer with the Highway Department. Ms. Green.
Yes, so, Mr. Kelly comes to the Highway Department, skilled laborer. He comes with, asphalt background and experience, which will be very beneficial to the town. Right now, he is employed with a local, paving company. So we hope to bring him on board, by the end of December, but this will finally get our highway department, fully staffed. After they've been, not fully staffed for a long time, they've been operating basically with a director, a administrative assistant, and four members in our highway department. So this gentleman, as well as the gentleman that came on board a few weeks ago, brings our highway department up to 6 members. So.
And that's huge coming into the winter time.
Yeah,
That's been a while since we've been
Long time.
fully
They've
staffed.
been, they've
Yeah.
been down for quite a while, so
They haven't been fully
finally-
staffed since I've been
They
on.
finally have a full staff, which is wonderful, just as we're on the cusp of our winter months.
So great, so I'm looking for a motion.
So moved.
Moved?
Second.
Second, all in favor? 5-0. And I'm also looking for a motion to appoint Miranda Mahoney as a treasure collector municipal assistant. Start date January 4th, 2022. Ms. Green?
So, yes, the treasurer collector, Jean Sullivan, and I interviewed a number of candidates, and treasurer collector, she made the decision that she would like to bring Miranda Mahoney on board, who is with us tonight, so we'd like to welcome Miranda. She's going to be a very, very beneficial asset to the treasurer collector's office to fill that municipal assistant position, and our treasurer collector will now be fully staffed as well when she comes on board and joins us.
Great. Welcome aboard. Thank you. So, with that being said, our next item is,
You need to vote.
oh, sorry, yes. I'm just ready to go home.
You got, well,
I'm
not
ready to
going
go to
home
bed.
for a while.
I know. Motion,
So moved.
second,
Second,
and all in favor.
and sorry to make you sit through all of this.
That's what you've been getting.
All right, so welcome aboard, and we have our town administrators report.
Okay, yes, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I just want to report that we are starting the budget process for our FY '23 budget. It's a couple of weeks late, but we're back on track. So we've got all the department heads putting together their budgets so that the town accountant and I can sit down and start assembling a budget for our FY '23. So that process has started. Green Communities, just want to report that we were able, through a grant and assistance through our Old Colony Planning Council, to assemble our Green Communities Annual Report, which is required of all communities, and it was submitted by December 3rd, which is the deadline. So that, what that does is that qualifies us for, to be eligible for the next round, which is great. We're also finally moving forward with the projects. So that's going to be LED lighting upgrade at the middle school, LED lighting upgrade at the water department, weatherization for our highway and library department, and Camp Kawani, actually, the lodge. So those projects are finally going to be moving forward. And hopefully we can get those done within the time frame that Green Communities will come out and get these all done, paid for, so that we'll be able to apply for the next grant, which I really would like to look at the HVAC system here at Town Hall, which would fall under Green Communities, and some other great projects that we really need.
I don't think anybody here is going to complain about that one, the HVAC system getting addressed.
Just want to give a little update. I know COVID is back in the front page of every news reporter. We did have about 21 cases here in the town. I understand there was an outbreak at Indian Head. We can only just, again, social distancing, masks, vaccines, washing hands, coughing mouths, just take precautions against this. We can only do what we can only do, and we'll just wait for the state to come out with any more to see what they're gonna do as far as boosters, vaccinations. It changes day by day, but I just wanted to give you an update that we're following this closely through the Board of Health and the health agent, and we'll keep you up to date with any developments that come up. And the circuit breaker matter, as Selectman Kemet mentioned, I'm working on getting more information. I know almost about as much as everybody else, and just really look forward to see where that comes out, and going to be following that and gathering much more information on it, so well on top of that. And the office is running. I think, we have Jillian Tully, who's our new administrative assistant in the planning board. She's down helping me in the morning. This is a tough time of year where we have all of our licenses that require renewals and signatures and printing out, so I'm very thankful for her to be there. But we're running, so far, keeping right up to date with everything, our grant operations, our payroll, our billing, and, dealing with folks and complaints still right with that, so far, so good. Really looking forward to January 10th when Lucia comes on board. But just wanted to give you an update that the office is we're still floating.
Also shout out to the Hanson Holiday Fest people.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
absolutely.
Once
you.
again, hit it out of the ballpark, record attendance, amazing job by all the volunteers. It was just a wonderful, wonderful event. And I don't think it could have run any more flawlessly than it did.
Nope, thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely. And also, just again, to shout out to the department heads who've been helping me out with a lot of these projects. It's been a trip, that's for sure. But we're getting through it, and operations are still continuing to move forward, which is great.
Perfect. So with that being said, I am looking for a motion to enter into executive session, not to return to public session, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open body may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body, and the chair so declares, to wit, town administrator.
So moved. Second.
Second, a roll call vote. Mr. Weeks?
Aye.
Ms. Kemet?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Mr. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Hickey?
Aye.
All right, with that being said, we're now in executive session. Thank you.